Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, still in the midst of list week. And in this video, I'm talking about my top 10 favorite EPs. Not quite a full-length album, not quite a single, and I'm going to start with number 10, the self-titled King Krule EP. Reviewed it earlier this year. As you guys probably already know, this kid was once known as Zoo Kid, sort of underwent a name change on this EP. Probably a full-length album coming out later next year, but the songs that were on this were pretty promising, pretty standout sound. At number 9, the EP of 3 tracks that Robin Pecknold from Fleet Foxes dropped on his Twitter for free. Just some really great acoustic songwriting, and one of the tracks actually features a member of Grizzly Bear on vocals. Just some really solid, memorable songs that are not technically Fleet Foxes songs, but I would still love to hear fleshed out with more instrumentation. At number 8, a band whose future I really look forward to. These guys are known for coming together with a nice combination of hip-hop and jazz styles into this very cohesive musical idea. The EP from Bad Bad Not Good that they dropped on their Bandcamp way earlier this year before the release of their full-length album. This EP is really where these guys first hit me, and I was convinced that I had to check out every single thing that they were going to do after this, because they definitely play with a lot of passion. At number 7, a band who's constantly evolving past their older sound from their debut album that they dropped in the 90s. Was originally a death metal band, but they're really growing into their own as a progressive rock and progressive metal band. I'm talking about the new Cynic EP, Carbon-Based Anatomy. A few filler tracks on there, but 3 solid songs that really have me looking forward to the next full length these guys put out. Another EP I really liked at number 6, dropped from Hudson Mohawke, the Satin Panthers EP. This guy is a hell of a beat producer, some really heavy beats on this that just make me want to go stupid and crazy. It seems kind of trashy and silly and simple, but that's part of really what makes it so enjoyable and stand out for me. At number 5, a really solid death metal EP from the band Oblivionized, Abhorrent Evolution. This thing is a nice combination of just filthy, dirty, grimy death metal production with the technical ability that you would find in a lot of modern death metal records. Though I'm more of an old school death metal fan, this thing was definitely, you know, kind of dirty enough to keep my attention and just kind of keep me really locked into the really intricate tracks that these guys write. At number 4, one of my favorite pop rap releases of this year, the new Theophilus London EP, Lover's Holiday. Some of the catchiest tunes I've heard all year on that thing. At number 3, an artist who was released on Nicholas Jar's record label Actually, who didn't get a lot of press this year that I saw. He didn't really get hyped or buzzed or anything like that, but hopefully he drops an album in the future that gets more attention. Valentin Stipp. His EP Anytime Will Do is just really characteristic of the dark and bleak atmospheres that I hear in Nicholas Jar's music, but it doesn't exactly seem like he's totally biting his style. The sounds and the production are just really imaginative, and I'm going to keep a lookout for this guy into the future. But at number 2, a producer who I thought was even more impressive, but sadly I did not review any of his material this year, actually. The closest I came to that was the new A$AP Rocky album, Live Love A$AP, and I'm talking about the new Clams Casino EP, Rainforest. This dude's beats are just so shoegazy and huge, and it's like they're so dynamic and vast, and yet they also have this kind of lo-fi element to them as well. They're just so thick and heavy and saturated, and while they are sort of overbearing at times, there's just a really strong element of beauty on this EP that I can't deny. It's one of the few EPs this year that really didn't leave me hanging, didn't really leave me wanting or looking for more. I was satisfied with the material that he threw on this thing. It just made a really nice and interesting statement. And my favorite EP this year is easily, though there are only 2 tracks on it, they are long tracks though, The new Nicolas Jar EP, Don't Break My Love. Two of the most imaginative songs I think Nicolas Jar has put together this year. Nicolas Jar really kind of came out with a bold style earlier this year on Space Is Only Noise, but on this EP I think he further develops that into something that's even more interesting. More interesting, even more accessible, and I guess most importantly, free for download on SoundCloud. So those are my 10 favorite EPs of this year. What do you guys think of the list? What are your favorite EPs of this year? Top 10, 15, 20, whatever you feel like. Anthony Fantano, EPs forever.